fighting asthma with better nutrition. Asthma, a condition which affects the breathing of men, women and children all over the world, tends to start off affecting boys at higher rates during childhood and then changing during adulthood. Boys are twice as likely to have some degree of asthma, but by age 20, the number of females has not only caught up but exceeds that of males affected by asthma. Some 16 million people in the United States alone affected by asthma, and 70% of them are women. There are studies that have cited the hormonal fluctuations of the menstrual cycle to explain this discrepancy. However, there are conflicting studies about how to deal with this problem. Some studies suggest that the best course of action for women who may be affected by hormone-induced asthma flares is the use of oral birth control pills. However, this is in direct contradiction to the older studies that say that these may make asthma symptoms worse. There are a number of risk factors that can cause or exacerbate asthma, which can include obesity, allergies, food or inhaled substances are the most common culprits, certain types of drugs, recurrent or extended respiratory infections and exposure to cold air. Warm and humid air may also be a problem for those who have asthma. Not everyone has the same level of asthma attack, with some rarely having any kind of attack and others who have a hard time trying to manage their day-to-day activities because of their recurrent asthma attacks. Getting better control of the condition and its symptoms as well as limiting or managing the many risk factors is important so that you can continue to live a full life. Losing weight is one of the easiest ways to manage asthma, and can be done by both eating a better diet and starting an exercise program. While exercise can be helpful, there are also instances where asthma can be made worse by exercise, especially under certain conditions. It is important to follow the guidelines that are established by the doctor and to also learn how to use a rescue inhaler when there is a sudden attack. Knowing the conditions that can make an asthma attack worse is also important, and asthma sufferers should be prepared if they encounter these situations. Exercising indoors when the weather outside is hot and humid or when the air is frigid may be one of these recommendations. Yoga, because it helps to focus the breathing, is also a very beneficial exercise choice to be made. Triggers such as cigarette smoke, household dust, plant molds and pollen, pet dander, and perfumes and other sprays should also be avoided as much as possible as well. Take all medications as directed by the doctor. Weight problems can be one of the major risk factors and is often the #1 concern of a person with asthma. Ironically, some asthma medications can stimulate the appetite and may also cause fluid retention as well. Women who are taking oral contraceptives will have to watch their sodium content in foods because this can worsen fluid retention as well. Certain types of foods and food additives can also cause additional problems in those who have asthma, including sulfites, a common food preservative. It is often listed on food labels but not always. Certain foods, such as imported beers, shellfish, salads and even potatoes may contain sulfites without listing them. In the past, children and adults with asthma were told to avoid or severely reduce the amount of dairy and dairy products in their diet because of the potential to cause mucus buildup in the lungs. However, because the calcium is needed in the diet, this should not always be blindly accepted. Dairy may be an allergen, however, which would make it a bigger problem than any benefit it might have. Protein is an important macronutrient that needs to be included in a healthy diet. However, the right amount and the right type should be chosen to remain healthy. If you cannot get the right amount of lean, healthy protein, it might be important to include a protein supplement. There are a number to choose from, but there are some that can be too heavy, too full of calories or unpleasant to consume. ProfectR, a small protein supplement from Protica, can address all of those problems. First, it is small so it can be consumed in only seconds. Available in a number of refreshing fruit flavors, ProfectR has a full 25 grams of protein per 100 calorie serving, making it perfect as either part of a small meal or as a between-meal snack. Living healthily with asthma, a case study. Shelley has had problems with asthma since she was a child. Because she was kept inside and forbidden from playing outside, Shelley developed a weight problem as well. The bigger she gets, the more asthma attacks she has. When she was younger, Shelley's doctors simply gave her more medications and that was all. When she becomes an adult, Shelley goes to a new doctor, and the first thing she is told is to lose weight. The doctor gives her some advice including a better eating plan and some exercise tips. In addition to starting a daily yoga practice, Shelley will be using ProfectR as a between-meal snack, helping her to eat less and keep to her calorie count, losing weight slowly and safely.